or they're not fighting enough, they belong to lose.
Yeah.
Because fighting is who you are. It's what your heart is all made of, and also the ability you have. But the advice you get has got to be honest.
Yeah.
If it's the wrong advice, shame on you.
And I heard Cuz D'Amato, he said 75% is mental, 25% is physical. Do you agree with that, or what do you think it is?
I think mental and physical are. You got to have physical ability. You got to know what it is to miss a meal. You got to know what it is to tell a group of people that I don't drink.
Yeah.
I train. I'm trying to get ready for a fight. There's a lot of little things. You got to be able to take criticism. You got to be able to take, like I said, when somebody's booing you, make them cheer you. That's you get them cheering, you're going to be a fighter.
Yeah.
And that's what I think most good fighters are. They're people that are proud of who they are, and they want to prove it to the people that watch them.
So which trainers did you look up to as a kid?
Oh, I looked up to Georgie Benton, Ace Murata, Jake Shagru. There's so many of them. I mean, people there's not too many that are around. Kenny Adams the other day is walking down the street. My fighter said, Jesse, that looks like Kenny Adams. I says, what? I said, turn that car around. Let's give him a ride. It's hot as all get out here. Yeah. When we got there, he said, man, Jesse, I'm sure glad you stopped. I said, it wasn't me. It was my fighters. I didn't even know you were there. What are you doing? He says, oh, Jesse, he's 83 years old. He trained my son. I love him like all get out. I mean, he did a heck of a job with my son. And here he is walking out there. I have a hard time walking now because I'm taking blood thinners and I'm 81 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm getting my tail end up and I'm doing my job the best way I can. I don't care what people think. This is the greatest thing in the world, boxing.
Yeah.
And it's been a part of me my whole life. Sports has been a part of me. People don't even realize that I played sports at a high level all the way through my life.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of it. I think sports made me.
So let's see. Any questions?
Not everybody you can give advice to. And when you know that, it's time for you to walk away.
Yeah. So was there any fighters that you had to, that you didn't want to, but you had to leave?
I quit Roger Mayweather twice.
Yeah.
Over whatever. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just, I quit him, but who come and begged me to take him back when I was a head coach of Buse? It was Roger Mayweather. I never say no. The challenge at DLX. I've had 3 or 4 of my kids that I love like my heart is. They're like kids. They belong there. They're here now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep them here, and I'm still have a challenge over the things that I'm going through. But I don't tell them that. I just, if I can get them here, I get them here because they're going to love this facility, and believe me, they're good.
So someone like Johnny Tapia, who has obviously struggled, or Paul Spadafore, who obviously struggled with addiction outside of the ring, were they still always on time? Were they always when it was fight mode, they were in fight mode?
Always. Camacho, as much as he was a challenge, he listened. He listened very well. And Johnny Tapia, look at the tapes of any time you see, they're looking me right in the eyes, listen to what because I was honest with him.
Yeah.
I never would put him in there. Johnny, I'd set him down before he fought Danny Romero, and I said, Johnny, you're going to win this fight. You're a 3-1 underdog. Top Rank even thinks you're going to lose this fight. But you got to listen to me. For 5 rounds, box this guy. He's never sparred the guys you have. And what did he do? He boxed his tail end off. And then he turned it on after the 5th round, and he owned me. And that's when he told me, Jesse, I'm not only listening, you're giving me good advice. He was proud of the advice I gave him. Reggie Johnson, he won his first world title, his 2nd world title. He won that one too. There's a lot. Right now it's hard for me to even say how many champions I've had and how many world-rated fighters I've had. But I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's what keeps me alive. And I still sacrifice on what I eat, and I don't drink.
And do you have anyone right now that you think is going to be a world champion?
I think there's 2 or 3 kids that have the ability.
They're all kids, like under 18?
Under 17 and down. I think Ruben is, it depends on, it depends on a lot of things, but they have the ability to do it. It's just a matter of
being on track.
And we need the time to get them there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think Z is a real good shot for it. I think he's got everything that Roger had, but he's also got learning to do, and I think he's going to do it.
Yeah. So what separates the cream of the crop from elite when it comes to competition?
I think the cream of the crop are good listeners and have God-given talent. There's no easy answer. And to be able to be disciplined enough to give themselves a challenge that most people would never want to do. To be a good fighter, you have to be able to, like I said, make those boos into cheers.
Yeah.
That's very important.
And have you ever had a fighter that maybe wasn't athletically gifted at all, but something about them made them a good fighter?
Well, I tell you right now, David Gobbin, he was 19-0 when I was coaching at Houston as a bantamweight, and he was really good. And he had been through amateur boxing so long that he was starting to slur his words a little bit.
Yeah.
And I even co-signed for his car to get he was like a son to me too.
Yeah.
And I told David, you're 19-0, but you can't fight anymore. You're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And he got mad as all hornet with me. And I told him, David, I'm telling you the truth. He was so rejected that he wouldn't even talk to me for years. Then I'm in Atlantic City and I see David Gobbin, and he walks over to me, said, Jesse, thank you. I appreciate what you did for me. That was like winning the world title for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anybody to be embarrassed or hurt. Sometimes you need to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
But I don't particularly like it. I want my fighters to be who they are, but at the same time I want them to be able to give more. So we work on those things. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so what is a standard fitness routine for a boxer that you say you have someone come in the gym?
Well, a standard routine is to see their reflexes, see how hard it takes time. You got to take the time. He asked me, Jesse, you think I could, because he was going through some situations, and he said, do you think I could be a pro? Not now. I said, you need to work more and be somebody that really learns this sport, but you've got the ability.
Yeah.
And I said, just take your time. He's only 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
What's the rush? It isn't about the money you make right at that time. It's about your sacrifices.
And how important do you think power is?
What's that?
How important do you think power is in a pro fight?
Well, that's... I don't even want to get... Politics is a very tough thing. I mean, Bruce Chandler and Brad Goodman are good friends of mine at Top Rank.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I think they're real boxing people. You can get Top Rank to say, I want to watch this kid, not because somebody told him so, he's heard about it.
Yeah.
You've done something in boxing.
Yeah.
I think that, watching the gym owner, he's 3-0 and how hard he works and how he sacrifices eating and stuff. To me, I think he's definitely got ability to do something well.
Yeah.
But you never know those things. But if you make a mistake, make it honestly. Don't bullshit fighters.
And when Paul Spadafora sparred Floyd, what was that like?
That was beautiful.
So do you think that sparring was equivalent to a feeling maybe even of a world championship, or?
That was a world championship. I didn't come to them and ask them for the sparring.
Yeah.
The father came to me. And I told him, I said, are you sure you want to do that? And he said, yeah, we're going to knock him out one round. I said, I don't even want to hear that.
Yeah.
I said, we're going to go 6 rounds. I haven't even seen, and Junior's never been out of shape.
Yeah.
But after that ass kicking he took, they come with the excuse that he wasn't in condition. I don't think Mayweather has ever been out of shape.
Yeah.
And what I think that taught him is don't listen to all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Be a fighter. And Mayweather's a great fighter. I mean, he's a good fighter.
Yeah. And what do you think would have happened if they had a real fight?
A real fight?
Yeah.
If they both were at the same time they fought, Paul Spadafore would have won that fight. He whipped him mentally and physically. Now, different things have happened in their lives.
Yeah.
They're older. I wish Paul didn't do some of the things he does.
Yeah.
I would love to see him get a sparring match with Mayweather.
Yeah.
I don't think that ever happened. I think that ass kicking he took, Mayweather will never forget that. But I would never ask Paul to put himself in that position. But at the time when they were fighters, what did I tell him? I set him down in the middle of the night and I said, there's only 2 people that know you're going to win this thing. That's you and me.
Yeah.
So your managers, if they find out I'm putting you in there with Mayweather, they're going to fire me.
And this was right before his fight with Cardona, right?
Yes. Tommy Ankello is a nice young man. But he is one of these guys that, has he ever made a champion? Has he ever done this or that? I don't know so.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he hurt Paul, but Paul listens. You talk to Paul. Paul listens to me. And that day, Paul was Paul.
Yeah.
And Paul spanked him. He spanked him. Taught him a good lesson.
So were you as proud of that moment as you were when he beat Cardona a couple weeks later?
I think that there are different types of being proud.
Yeah.
But winning the world title, I remember Mike Akery telling me, I got a fighter that is good. He's something like 30 or something. I don't know how many undefeated fights he had that he won, that he fought in Chicago. He fought different people in different places. Paul loves boxing.
Yeah.
But when I got Paul, it was like a father and son relationship.
Yeah.
Still is. But it is not easy, let me tell you. There's a lot of challenges. But Paul will always tell you, Jesse told me right. I always told him right. Would I have him fight Mayweather, box with Mayweather now? If Mayweather can give him $5 million so he can get off a disability, that might happen.
Yeah.
But if he's not going to give him what it's worth to take that kind of a gamble, and I'll tell you something, just like Bruce Trampler and Brad Goodman came to me and said, Jesse, you were right. I says, you believe me. Paul will, I don't want him to get hurt. I don't want him to be damaged, but he'll give him all he wants.
Yeah.
And he'll get paid for it. Otherwise, don't even talk to me. And I'll be the one that's managing Paul for that fight. I don't think Paul will ever get in there unless he gets paid properly.
And how many times do you think a fighter should be sparring a week? And do you think it should be hard every time, or?
No, but I definitely think fighters need to learn that what it is to get. Today was a tremendous workout. I mean, they both Z got a great workout, but I'm not training Z now. But he still is like a son to me, and he came to work, and he got a great workout here. And I think he's. I can honestly say he listens. He's a good man. And Paul's got to listen, and I think he will. I'll never let him get in there unless I know he's right. I don't want him to get hurt.